Our next inductee, I was sitting back here thinking about how exactly to introduce him, and I thought about this. How do you know what really is the definition, your definition of a great athlete? Is it somebody who runs fast or is strong or exceedingly athletic or multi-sport? I mean, what is it? It's different, I think, for a lot of people. I first saw Jeremy Bloom when he was in high school at Loveland. We were scouting a game, and it was pretty apparent that he was a unique athlete. Fast, tough, could catch the ball, was a punt returner, fearless. And then I find out that he was also a two-time Olympian in skiing, and he was a three-time world champion in freestyle. Now, freestyle to me is how I would describe my skiing ability when I would just try to get off the chair and come down the slope. I was freestyling. But when I saw what Jeremy did, and then you couple that with what I'd seen him do in the football field, and then watching him at the University of Colorado and briefly in the NFL, I knew that I had witnessed one of the outstanding athletes ever in this state. Take a look.
If you ever saw Jeremy Bloom ski, or saw him return a punt, you might be wondering if anyone ever told him how hard or dangerous his chosen fields actually were, not to mention doing both of them at the same time.
I'm just trying to live life one day at a time and not think too far ahead, because if I get caught up in all that.
He will certainly be remembered as one of our state's most versatile athletes, thrilling football fans at Loveland High and CU with his explosive plays. And honoring his country as an Olympian and World Cup champion freestyle skier.
Great D-spin on the bottom.
Talented, fearless, and one of a kind, Jeremy Bloom's high-flying, high-wire exploits have him sticking another landing here in the Colorado Sports Hall of Fame.
I'm going to knight myself. All right. Well, that was a terrible job.
It's all right.
Thanks, Dave. That meant a lot.
Thanks.
Especially coming from you. No, I mean that. You know, two of my favorite athletes are here tonight across the two sports that I did, football and skiing. Billy Kidd is here. And Von Miller, who we saw earlier, was here. And they both have cowboy hats, and I'm feeling really jealous right now and underdressed. You know, I don't know how all this really happened. This is truly a great honor for me, and I'm incredibly humbled by it. You know, I was the smallest kid on the football field. Just about every football field I touched, from middle school to high school to college, and then, you know, into the NFL. And, you know, I made the U.S. ski team when I was a freshman at Loveland High School. And, you know, most people were like, well, what are you doing? What are you doing out there? You know, you're a skier, and, you know, maybe you have a chance to go to the Olympics. But I would always find myself going back to things that my parents, you know, taught me growing up. When I was 10 years old, I said to my mom and dad that I want to ski in the Olympics and play in the NFL. And Both of them have a healthy disregard for the impossible. And they said, you know what, you can do that if you put your mind to it and you attack it. And what really stood out to me was their word, attack it. Because you can't just dream about something. You really, truly have to live it and breathe it and attack it. And they instilled that in me at a very young age. And I think it carried me through that. Gary Barnett's here tonight. You know, Gary, he never treated me just like a football player. He treated me like I was his son. And I was in a predicament my freshman year when I accepted a scholarship because I still had this dream to go to the Olympics. And it was right before what would have been my first Olympics, but you know, I didn't have a world ranking, and I was skiing pretty good, but you know, I didn't even ski World Cup at that point. And I went to Gary and I met him in his office, and I said, Coach, I'm committed to you. You are the only school, you are the only coach that believed in my football ability. So whatever you say, I will do. But I said, I think I might have a shot at an Olympics. And it's a long shot, but I think I might have a shot. And he didn't even hesitate. He looked right at me and he said, go for it. And your scholarship will be back here next year. And I'll never forget that moment, Coach. Were you over there? I really appreciate that. I want to thank the Colorado Hall of Fame. I want to thank each and every single one of you. I felt such a tremendous amount of support all across the state from a lot of you. And I'm so proud. I mean, I really am truly proud to be a Colorado native. And no matter where I went in the world skiing, when people said, where are you from? I said, Colorado, and you watch people just light up. It shows you how lucky we are to call this great state our home. My mom's here tonight, and my mom would always tell me growing up, she said, it's not about, for her, it's not about how many gold medals are in a trophy case or how many football games that I would win. It would be, did I make a difference? Did I give back? Did I do something that perhaps could outlive myself? And she instilled that in me, and she really is the reason why I started Wish of a Lifetime, which is a nonprofit that grants wishes to 80, 90, and 100-year-old people. That truly, the greatest thing athletics ever gave to me was a platform to start Wish of a Lifetime. And our executive director and director of development are here tonight, Tom and Bill. So, Mom, I love you. Thank you for teaching me that at a very young age. My dad is here, and he said, son, all that matters is gold medals. So I had a healthy balance between the two. But, you know, my dad was my first football coach, and, you know, he would come home from work every day, and he was never too tired to throw the football with me in the backyard. And, you know, he's one of my biggest heroes today, and I'll never forget that, Dad. I love you. And I'm the youngest of three. My brother flew in from Boston. My brother went to school at CSU. I'll forgive him. I'll forgive him. Picked a very unlikely path to where he is today. He moved to Mexico to sell some real estate. He was a plumber. He was an electrician. I mean, he did all the craziest jobs you could ever imagine. And then he applies to medical school, to 50 medical schools, and gets into one. Jefferson. Close. Just dominates medical school and gets into Harvard for his residency. And a cardiothoracic surgeon getting his master's at Harvard. Just incredible. And my sister, who's the patriarch of the family, the eldest, she went to see you. My sister's story is probably bigger than all of ours. She went to see you and majored in political science and wanted to go to law school, got into some schools and said, I'm going to take a year off and move to LA. Starts working at the Viper Room. And some of you may know that club. But she, some of her friends, the owner of the Viper Room, enjoyed playing poker. And my sister's very entrepreneurial. And she said, why don't you let me run this game? And over about a 10-year period, my sister built the largest underground poker game in American history. So she's the criminal of the family. But she wrote a book about it, and the next year, there's going to be a major motion picture about my sister's life doing that. Aaron Sorkin wrote it. It's his directorial debut, and it's called Molly's Game. So hopefully we can show her some love in Colorado. And in closing, I just want to say my girlfriend is here tonight, Mariah, out there. And our relationship is young, but I feel like I've known her my whole life. And I just bought some land in Boulder. I'm going to build a house in Boulder, and I hope to be there for the rest of my life. And, you know, maybe Mariah and I will have a child someday running up and down the sidelines at CU. I love you guys. Thank you so much.